I'm your daughter. You can be honest with me.
All right, I hate being so helpless. I've lost my husband and my home, and I don't know what to do.
Last time, on the Colbys.
Help me.
I know it's hard for you, not knowing if my baby's yours or Miles.
Fallon, please.
But no matter who the father is, this is my child. And that's one responsibility I'm not running away from. Well, I guess I better go.
Shelley, come on.
This could be trouble.
I want to make love to you.
Then say it. I want to make love to you, Channing.
I want to make love to you, Channing.
Your terms are tough, but I'm prepared to meet them.
The record company, the hotel, and at my price.
A deal? Ah, Monica. Our first business meeting.
And our last. My resignation from Titania Records. Simply put, Zach, I won't work for you.
You're all alike, you Colbys. Arrogant.
You finished?
Oh, you'll know when I'm finished, my friend.
It's about Mother.
We all feel that, well, we think she should stay here if she wants to.
Stay here?
What do you mean Sable's gonna live here?
This is her home. Her children were born here.
This is your home. We're going to live here.
Frankie.
Damn it, Jason! You can't have it both ways. You've got to choose. Yes?
Can I come in?
It's your house. You can do anything you want.
Okay. I want you this beautiful every morning.
I'm sorry, Jason. I have too many things to do today.
Now, this has been going on too long.
What has? Your marriage? You and I?
My marriage is finished. We've just begun. Come on, give us a chance.
What kind of a chance are you giving us? I'm sorry, Jason, but did you expect me to like Sable living here with us?
Frankie.
What's it going to be? Cozy little dinners for 3, drinks in the library afterward, all for one, one for all?
Okay. Take a breath. Come on, take a breath. There, now. Whatever plans you've got today, I'll have to wait. Come with me. Here. Where you can yell at me all you want and no one will hear.
It's either me or it's the alarm clock. Take your pick.
Let me think about that for a minute.
Time's up.
Joke. Darling, I have only fallen off a horse once in my life. I am embarrassed to say he was standing still at the time.
Oh, it's good to see you yourself again.
I'm fine. It's you I'm worried about. I might as well have been talking to myself this morning. What on earth's on your mind?
Channing Carter.
Monica, she's here to do a layout for modern design.
Yeah, well, never mind her layout. It's her designs that worry me. Miles is such a pushover, he's falling for it.
Why shouldn't you take an interest in her? She's bright, attractive. I'm rather pleased. She's the first girl he's even looked at since Fallon.
But what do we know about her?
Channing Carter comes from one of the finest families in Virginia. Her uncle is one of the most influential publishers in the country.
I still don't trust her. There's something about her.
Miles is very vulnerable right now. I don't want to see him hurt again.
Oh, you're up early this morning.
So are you. Or have you been up all night?
I was just...
Just, checking that Miss Carter was comfortable?
She was.
This is our house, Miles, our home.
Mother, I was just making sure Miss Carter had everything she needed.
Guest rooms are for guests, Miles, not slumber parties. And if Miss Carter thinks otherwise, she won't be a guest here very much longer.
Careful, Mom. Channing and I have lots in common. Maybe even a future.
You're nicking the face I love.
Well, I probably did it on purpose. Kept looking in the mirror and seeing Miles.
Then look at me instead. Feel better?
I just can't.
Stop thinking about the baby.
No, it's Miles. I try to force him out of my mind to think about you and the baby and us as a family, but he keeps shoving his way back in.
Then shove him out, Jeff. I can't stand watching you like this. Not knowing when you'll explode. Trying to guess what's going on inside you.
Alan, I love you. And I love this baby, but when I think that Miles may be the father because he raped you, I could kill him. I'll never forget that. And I'll never forgive him for that, never.
Jason, what is this here?
Why, this, of course, are the double doors. 12 feet high. Don't worry, it's not locked. Careful, we're going down the stairs now into the sunken living room.
Oh, I know what you're trying to do.
It's all along here. The sun goes down behind that ridge. In the spring, it's all covered with wildflowers. Yellow poppies and those little purple flowers that open up every morning just as the sun comes up.
Yes, it's beautiful, but,
And through here, facing south, I give you the clean blue Pacific. I believe I'd like the library here, if it's all right with you, because I think the bedroom should face the rising sun. The earlier I wake up beside you, the better.
Jason.
Gives me a little more time every day to make you the happiest woman alive, which is my plan.
I try my damnedest to stay mad at you, and then you do this. You don't fight fair.
Oh, we're through fighting. You were right. I can't ask you to live in the same house with Sable. We'll live here. I'll build you a house where every day can shine on you.
Mr. Colby, you do have a way with words, but I can't let you do it.
What are you talking about? This is for us.
It's for me, and I love you for it. But we need to be where our children are, our grandchildren. You need your home and family.
But Sable...
I was wrong. I've had to cope with her all my life. I can still cope.
What about our castle?
I'll be happy with a weekend cottage. But the house your grandfather built, that has to be home.
Okay. I'll make it your home. I'm not disturbing.
No, I was just changing.
Well, I'm glad to see you looking so well.
Are you?
Of course.
Are those what I think they are?
Divorce papers, yes. The doctor said you were strong enough. If you'd show them to Kate's.
Your lawyers could have sent them to him.
Yes, it's true.
But you thought that you owed it to me to hand deliver them. That's like you. To do the decent thing. I'll make sure Arthur attends to them at once.
Thank you. We'd like to marry as soon as it's final.
Well, I certainly don't want to stand in your way. Jason, what the hell am I supposed to do afterwards?
Go on. Living in his house with your children. Come and go, do what you want. But please, you understand, except for your personal affairs, Frankie, you'll run the house. You won't interfere.
Of course not. I'll be the perfect guest. You'll hardly know I'm here.
Well, if I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to avoid me, darling.
Uncle Lucas, I didn't hear you knock. I tried not to wake you. I didn't want to be a bother.
After all these years, how could you be a bother? I've missed you.
I just came back to the hotel to pick up some clean clothes.
And then sneak away without seeing me? Is that right?
I told you I didn't want to wake you.
Well, I'm awake. Wouldn't want to miss this rare visit. You're always at the Colbys. I'm worried about you.
That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
I wanted you to get familiar with the family, not just their son.
I'm just doing my job. Excuse me.
Don't you push by me, little missy. I'm responsible for you. And that means that you are responsible to me.
Let me go. I've got a cab waiting downstairs.
You'll go when I say. When your parents died, they left everything to me. A pile of debts, and you.
I wish I could feel grateful.
I don't care how you feel. But what you do, that's up to me. I am in charge of your life, my girl. And don't you ever forget it.
You'll never let me, will you?
Over there. He wants it by the fireplace.
A little bit premature, aren't we, Frankie?
Actually, it was Jason's suggestion. He thought the room was too, feminine. Thank you. That'll be all.
It seems like only yesterday it was I who dismissed the servants. In fact, it was only yesterday.
I know this must be difficult for you.
Always so considerate, unless someone else has what you want.
If you're looking for an argument, forget it.
I come to help, actually. I've made you a little list, you see. Everything you'll need to know to help you run the place.
A little list?
Well, that's just the index to the files in the back office. There are drawers of instructions. Everything from which fertilizer the head gardener uses for the roses to, who's who and who's more who when it comes to entertaining. But if you think you're in over your head...
Thanks, but I'm not. This is nothing compared to the embassy in Rome. I do know how to run a house.
No. Who was it that said a house is not a home? Well, I don't envy you, Frankie. This is all tedious at best. But it leaves me free to do something more stimulating than moving furniture. My new dance company at the Colby Center. Oh, by the way, the nursery for Fallon's baby. Now, I had planned that it should be as far away from Jason's bedroom as possible. He does need his sleep. I do hope you'll stick to that.
I'm well aware of Jason's needs, Sable. As for the baby, he couldn't be more delighted. As a matter of fact, he's already set up a trust.
A trust?
Yes, $10 million. It's a surprise for Jeff and Fallon. Wasn't that sweet of him? Well, I guess I'll see you later.
I miss Channing Carter at breakfast. When she arrives at the gallery, would you tell her that I've changed my mind about coming in today? Don't let her get away until I've seen her. The Matisse, of course, is the centerpiece of the entire collection.
It's magnificent. But so is the whole collection.
Thank you. Actually, everything is arranged to bring the viewer to this spot.
It's a lovely gallery, Mrs. Colby. Being at the house and now seeing this, I'm beginning to understand you.
Nothing but the best satisfies me, Channing. I look for beauty, order, perfection in life. What are you looking for?
Right now, I'm just trying to make a career for myself. But there's much more I want out of life.
A husband, perhaps?
In time. Someone who shares my interests, who can appreciate this, for example. A man like that's hard to find.
Indeed. And if you do find him, you'd do almost anything to hold on to him.
Are we talking generally, Mrs. Colby? Or specifically about me?
I saw Miles come from your room this morning.
He scratched at my door. I sent him on his way.
But you do find him attractive?
Frankly, yes. But I'm no fool. He's on the rebound from Fallon. And I won't be a stand-in for anyone.
Then what do you want?
You think I'm after his money, don't you?
It had crossed my mind.
I have all the money that I need, Mrs. Colby. If I'm attracted to Miles, it's because he's... well, he's a bit like that painting. Beautiful, sensitive, and certainly worth total attention. Thank you for leading me to both.
You know, Channing, I think you and I are going to get along just fine.
I know we will. Good day, Mrs. Colby.
Well, how appropriate. Enough flowers for a funeral.
No one died, Isabella.
You and I did, Zach, our relationship.
Wounded, perhaps. Never dead. Now, your marriage, that, I'd say, is definitely dead. Judging from those divorce papers.
That is none of your business.
Oh, everything about you is my business.
I'll never forgive you for what you did to me.
What I did, Isabella, was make love to you. What you did was respond. Magnificently.
You betrayed me. You pretended to care. You used me.
I saved you.
From what?
From yourself. When I make love to you, Isabella, I don't pretend anything. When I touch you, it's not a dream I'm reaching for.
Please.
You having dinner with me tonight?
I can't.
7 o'clock, the Penthouse Club in Century City. I have a surprise. One that will impress even you.
When were you going to tell me?
Daddy.
You crashed your plane and I find out about it from the insurance adjuster?
I'm sorry, Daddy. I just didn't know how to tell you.
You didn't know how to tell me you damn near killed yourself? Sweetheart, I always thought I knew everything about you, and if there was some problem, anything I didn't know, I always thought you'd come to me, but now...
I was so ashamed of myself. I always thought I was so in control, just like you. What a mess I've made of everything, Daddy. Listen to me. A grown woman who still calls you Daddy.
Don't you ever stop. Now, what about this mess you made out of everything?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Somehow I have to work things out on my own.
Including quitting your job here? Dominique told me, but I wish you had.
Well, I wouldn't work for Zach Powers if I never got another job in my life.
Baby, nobody's always in control. We all go through bad times, but it's easier if someone's there to listen who loves you. That's me.
I know.
Whenever you're ready.
Isn't it lovely? Perfect California day.
Mother, you didn't ask me here to discuss the weather, did you?
No, to apologize. I was wrong about Channing, I admit it. She's quite charming. And so much more to her than I gave her credit for.
Good. I think so, too.
Now, Miles, if you're serious about this girl...
I didn't say I was, did I?
Well, you did say that you thought you two might have a future. Don't make the same mistake twice.
Mistake?
Running off like you did with Fallon. Your father felt so cheated, so hurt. He's always dreamed that you would get married properly at the house like he and I did.
Who said anything about eloping? Shall we order?
Miles, look at me. Don't do anything rash. Don't do anything to irritate your father, not now. Darling, if you're in love with this girl, let me plan you a wonderful wedding. One that'll put Jeff and Fallon's to shame.
I'm not in competition with Jeff.
Oh, yes, you are. You've been in competition with him from the day he stepped into our house. And don't you forget it, you can't afford to lose now. Darling, your interest in Channing Carter can affect your interest in the Colby fortune. Do you know what your father's doing now? He's setting up a $10 million trust for Jeff and Fallon's baby.
What's that to me? He can give away the crown jewels for all I care.
Then I'm going to care for you, Miles. If you marry this girl, do it right this time. Make your father a part of it.
Mother, stay out of this, will you? I told you before, and I'm going to tell you again. This is my life, and I will do what I want to do with it.
Miles?
No, really, listen to me. And I'm not going to let you or anybody else tell me how to do it.
All right, I've done my bit. The injunction's been lifted, and our first 2 tankers are due in San Miguel Harbor tomorrow. What have you done about the press conference?
Tomorrow afternoon at 4. I'm taking it. You won't have to be there. Didn't you see my memo? In the meantime, what have you done about Zach Powers?
You just leave Zach Powers to me.
Leave him to you. He'll get off scot-free. We know he was behind that oil spill. He's out to destroy us. We've got to stop him.
Now, what do you suggest, Miles? That we break his legs and tie him to a cement block and throw him in the bay? Well, that's your style, isn't it? If you don't get what you want, you just force your way.
Hey, what is going on in here? I can hear you guys all the way down the hall. So can everybody else.
Nothing, it's over.
The hell it is. Look, it doesn't matter if this injunction's been lifted or whether we've got a fleet of tankers due into San Miguel. The point is, as long as Zach Powers is out there, we are still vulnerable.
That's right. But we're not a vigilante team here. There is something called due process.
Do you think he cares about due process?
I care. Jeff's right. We'll get him legally.
Of course. Jeff's right. When am I right, Father?
When you use your head.
First Jeff barges in here, then you start.
Look, that's enough. What about that press conference?
All in place.
Good. Now, Jeff, about your speech, I've been giving that some thought.
He's making a speech?
I want you to be sure you remind the people of this country that Colby Enterprises still stands for something they can trust.
I will. I want to show you my notes first.
Okay, fine. Miles, I think you should introduce your brother. You two are the next generation.
Sorry, I can't make it. I've got other plans.
I want you there, Miles. I want the people to understand we're not just a company, we're a family.
Well, what's the problem? You'll have the man you want in charge.
One of these days, maybe you'll get your priorities straight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for my mother.
Well, you settled for your aunt.
Actually, I'm in kind of a hurry.
Liz.
I'm on my way to the rehearsal hall.
Your mother's new dance company.
I'm doing the PR work for her.
I think that's terrific.
I'm due down there right now to see the 2 visiting Russian dancers.
Liz, you've been avoiding me. I understand that. But we are going to be living under the same roof. It would be a lot easier if we could be friends.
I don't think that can happen.
I didn't cause the split between your mother and father. There were problems long before.
Problems are part of a marriage, I'm told. If it weren't for you, they'd still be together, working them out.
Nikolai. Applaud mediocrity. Not in the Soviet Union.
Mr. Malenkov, I'm Bliss Colby. I'll be handling the public relations for the dance theater.
No. My apologies, I don't wish to seem rude. But before you publicize this, I would like to get this part right. So please excuse me. Peter!
Don't you ever get tired of admiring glances?
Receiving them or giving them?
Mr. Rostov?
Nikolai, please. My sister Anna. They told us that Miss Colby was coming.
Bliss.
Bliss. In English, that is such a lovely word.
May I say, I think you're magnificent. You're dancing, I mean. Both of you.
And may I say... Of course, Miss Colby will want a picture. Already signed? Now, please, we are here to work.
For your information, Mr. Rostov, I'm here to work too. My mother has arranged a luncheon with the mayor and a gala for the opening night. You and your sister are both expected to attend. And thanks for this. I'm sure I'll treasure it.
Enough distractions. Once again.
All right, Daddy, I'm here. But why?
Because I want you back here at Colby Tower.
I've been through this already. I can't come running back to you every time something goes wrong in my life.
No, you're not. I ran to you. Maybe a look at your office might tempt you.
Well, this is Garrett's office. Mine used to be over there.
Now, take a look.
Daddy, what if you...
Well?
You want me to take Garrett's place?
No one can take his place. You have to make your own place.
Before, you thought I could...
I was wrong. You proved that at Titania. This job's harder, but it includes a chunk of the special family stock, a seat in the board, all the rest of it. Please, baby, don't turn me down. I need you.
That's all I needed to hear. Thank you, Daddy. It's like coming home.
Welcome back. That's settled. Let's see if we can nail Zach Powers' hide to the wall.
Come in.
I need your expert opinion.
On what?
On this. Tell me it's the most beautiful ring you've ever seen.
Well, I'm partial to the one Jeff gave me, but it certainly is beautiful. Who's it for?
Channing, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me.
It looks like you already made up your mind.
Unless you give me a reason to change it.
Miles,
All you have to do is say the word.
look, I can't make up your mind for you. If you think it's what's best.
You were the best.
Don't do this to me, Miles, please. Not again.
Take your hands.
Jeff!
One rape was too many.
Rape?
She told me.
That wasn't rape. We were married.
You're an animal.
What does that make you, the great white hunter? What happened between Fallon and me is our business.
Not when she may be going to have...
Jack! Stop! Get out, Miles. Now.
You're a Colby after all, just like Dad. It all comes down to property, doesn't it? She's your wife, so I can't even talk to her. I'm going.
What were you thinking of?
He had his hands on you.
That's not what I'm talking about. You almost told him about the baby. We agreed, and you almost told him.
All I could think of...
Well, think about this. If Miles finds out this might be his child, I can't live here anymore. You want me to move back to Denver?
No, you know I don't.
You want me to take those tests, find out which one of you is the father. You want me to risk my baby's life for your peace of mind. Well, I won't do it. Not for you and not for anybody.
Miles? What's the problem?
Little run-in with your favorite son.
If you're talking about this afternoon...
I'm talking about everything. Jeff taking over the press conference. Jeff takes Fallon. Jeff's even taken over my own father. Why? Because he's your firstborn?
Look, you have to understand I am not favoring Jeff. I'm trying to keep this family, this company in some sort of reasonable balance. That's my job. Can't you see that?
You may walk on water, but I've got to sink or swim, and you keep bringing me down.
Son, I don't see...
You know, I know he's perpetuating the family line. That's got to be worth, the grandson, he's got to be worth a few $1 million, say 10.
Your mother told you that. I'll do the same for your baby.
Mine and Fallon's.
Yours. I wouldn't care who the mother was. Believe me, I am not playing favorites. Good Lord, I gave you 10% of the company when you got married, didn't I?
So another wife and a princely heir is all I need to make the old man happy. But don't worry, Dad, because I'm working on it. You said I had to get my priorities straight. Fine. Well, from now on, they're my priorities. I set them. Not you. Understand?
Would you like more beluga?
You said you had a surprise for me. I doubt it was the caviar.
The service adequate?
The service is excellent. It always is. As is the food, as is the view, as is the hotel. What's the surprise?
I own it.
You own what?
This hotel. I bought it from Dominique Devereux. How does the name The Powers Excelsior strike you? Huh?
Impressive. You can always take or buy what you want, Zach, can't you? Just like Jason.
Forget about Jason. Let's talk about you, Sabella. Once you're divorced, you're going to be an extremely powerful woman. You'll have an interest in one of the largest corporations in this country, but you've got to know how to use that power. I can teach you.
Teach me? I seem to have managed rather well, thank you.
You've only just begun. With a man like Jason, you've got to know where to strike and when. You can't hurt him in the bedroom anymore, but you can hurt him in the boardroom. I can show you how.
Sometimes you take my breath away. When do we start?
Miles, why are we heading for the park? I thought we were going to a formal dinner party.
I got a better idea.
You reserved all this just for the two of us?
I wanted to make sure I got my favorite horse.
I got the brass ring.
There aren't any brass rings, Miles.
I think you'll just have to settle for gold and diamonds instead. Marry me, Channing.
What do you mean you're leaving?
I'm going to Las Vegas. Miles Colby asked me to marry him.
He what?
He asked, and I said yes.
Shannon, you had a job to do for me, and it had to do with Jason Colby, not his son.
I quit. What's more, I don't give a damn about Jason Colby and his business with the Red Chinese. You need that information, you find someone else to get it for you.
Unpack your bag, Channing. You're not marrying anyone.
Get your hand off me. I found someone who loves me, who can take very good care of me. And don't you dare get in my way.
I have taken very good care of you. You've had everything you could want from me.
I've had more than I wanted from you, Uncle Lucas.
Honey, I tried that once, a long, long time ago.
I remember only too well. And you'll never get another chance.
I'll cut you off.
Go ahead. Gonna get me fired from my other jobs like you did? Oh, don't look so surprised. I know exactly how you operate. Always letting someone else do your dirty work. Well, after tomorrow, I won't need your loving kindness anymore. I'll be Mrs. Miles Colby.
Channing! Channing!
They're going to elope.
I told him this time a proper wedding.
Well, I gather he's rather impetuous.
Yes. Yes. That's Miles. Still, it could be worse. I like Channing. She's a bright girl. She could be just what he needs.
I doubt it. Sable, this is very difficult for me, but we're friends. I feel I owe it to you. Shannon's... she's not the girl that you think she is. When her parents were killed, I became her guardian. They didn't leave her much, just enough to get by.
Oh, she indicated to me that she was comfortable.
That was my doing. I took care of the money. But for the rest, I couldn't handle her. Her parents never guided her, and by the time she came to me, it was too late.
Too late for what?
She's my niece. But, to put it very frankly, she will use Miles, just as she's used every other young man in her life. Sable, she likes money.
Are you telling me that she is only after Miles for his money? I see. And you let that girl come into my home?
I thought if she were working for me, I could keep a closer eye on her.
Well, thank you for being so honest. I'd better go and talk to Miles immediately.
Too late. They left for Vegas. They're getting married tomorrow morning.
Ran away with her.
Miles thinks that she loves him, but she is only after the money. We've got to stop them.
Sable.
Well, aren't we going to do anything?
There's nothing we can do.
My God, Jason, he's our son.
A few hours ago, he told me to stay out of his life, and he's right.
Look, I don't care what he said. I'm not going to let that little tramp trick him into a marriage.
He's not a kid anymore. You can't run to him every time he falls down.
I think you want him to fall. I doubt you'd be so cavalier if it were Jeff.
All right. Run interference for him. Do whatever you feel you have to do. I doubt if he'll thank you for it.
You are no better a father than you were a husband. Eric, this is Mrs. Colby. Have the small jet standing by. I'm flying to Las Vegas. Tonight.